Youth,
organized,
and united
to help.
So Youth stands for Youth Organized, United to Help. This organization was established behind a death of a young black male who was killed in 2007, Devontae Lightfoot. And we started off as doing a 3-hour event, and it has evolved over the years to 2-day events, 3-day events. We've taken the youth summits on the road. And the youth summits were a platform for young people to not only get information around life after high school, but we also gave them the platform to express themselves. So whenever young people are not at the focus or the center of our work, we will continue to see dysfunctional communities. We'll see, the school to prison pipeline. We'll see, youth being pushed in a direction that really has no future. So while this young man, Devontae Lightfoot, was 14, he was a freshman at Benson High School. I taught him in middle school. And should we just say, oh, that's just another young black boy? Or should we really stop, take a moment and really highlight that we shouldn't be losing our young people at 14. We should be hearing about them getting married, going to college, starting their business. And that is the inspiration for me to keep it going. And my purpose in this life is to continue to do this work.
I think what we're seeing right now in our city is definitely the result and a byproduct of not having enough support and resources for them. I mean, there's no secret that gun violence is on a rise. There's a lot of things that are happening where kids are getting involved in things that they otherwise probably wouldn't if there were resources and spaces for them to come and to create and be empowered. I think we'd begin to see a decline if our city and our state really started pouring more resources into organizations that are doing the work with the communities on the ground and providing these opportunities and spaces.
Youth will hold the lease, so to speak, but this is not our space. This is the space for the community. This is for that sister who's working from home and she just needs to get out of her house during the day. This is for that parent who's looking for some after school homework help, where we can have our own space to run programs this summer where we don't have to, think about, renting other space or having to do it virtually as the world opens back up. This is to use that recording booth back there to have music lessons. Like, the possibilities are out of this world. If you have a program that you want to run, let us know, because we really want to make this our space.
I really believe that East Portland is the place to be right now, especially if you are a person or an organization that is looking to be, not just work with community, but to be in community. And those are different things. So
I'm a village baby. And the reason why it's so important to have people engage and pour into your life is you remember those tools and gems when you're older. When you're going through whatever your life's challenges are, you remember that conversation that you had with that neighbor, or that you had with that aunt, or that you had with that person that was running the after school program. When I think about the talent shows that we had, all those young people that were in those talent shows now are in amazing positions throughout our city now. And they're giving back to the community because we gave to them.
Not only do I want to motivate kids, but I want them to thrive financially. I feel that when you're poor or when you don't know where your money's coming from, you can't get in that creative space. Ultimately, I want to give them something that they can remember that we gave them, which was a good platform for them to be successful. So for these kids that we're trying to help, we want to give them as many options as possible. Not everybody goes down the traditional route. So we've come up with at least 8 or 9 different ideas that can help our kids feel like we gave them something tangible to be successful, not just a pat on the back. And this center is definitely going to play a role in that.
Schools are one part of a larger picture of the community. And to have this extension of what community means and what community provides is incredibly powerful. If we don't invest in our youth now, we're looking at a very bleak future.
As a classroom teacher, I noticed that there were so many things that my students were interested in, so many ways that I wanted to reach them that I just couldn't because we're so limited in our education system. So having spaces like this is important to have kids explore who they are and to have people pouring into them.
Location is still in Portland, but it's now that we have a set location that we can throw our events and get people together, celebrate, and have a good time helping the community. All the opportunities from, what we're doing right now, filmmaking, music, things aren't always presented to you, but we want to be able to present it to the youth so that they know what avenues they can get into, what they enjoy, what they don't, and just figure out what they want to do in life ultimately.
What's important about the work that my mom does is how she works with children and youth and treats them like her own son and daughter and respects them.
As you can see, we're gonna do amazing things here out in East County. We wanna make sure that you have an opportunity to support. We wanna build out a state-of-the-art media center here. We wanna make sure our babies have opportunities to record in the studio, so state-of-the-art equipment is needed. We also just wanna make sure that this is the space to be. And that requires dollars and cents. Whatever amount you can. It takes a lot of money though, so please don't hold back. Give us your contribution. Make sure that we can do all the great things that you've already learned about from youth. Till next time we see you come through these doors, and make sure you drop some change.